Dang it. What's up, MSFers? How we doing this Monday? Did you guys like the blog post? Are you sick of blitzing? Are you ready for Crucible to start? What are the odds they got the rooms fixed this time? I honestly don't know where to place those odds. I really don't. Who knows? We're gonna do...
Blitz is a dog shit game mode and needs to be deleted from the game.
That's right. We're gonna be doing Updog's Crucible defense today. He's rocking 35 million Diamond 3. And we're gonna be going over that. And then I did a lot of my dailies today already. And so I don't know, we're just gonna see how this stream goes. First up, I need to jump into some arenas, so we'll get that going as soon as I go through the usual opener. What's up, Rayvarn? What's up, Doolum? What's up, Gnomes? What's up, Updog? What's up, Burnsy? What's up, Elder? What's up, Zero? What's up, Comrade Red? No, Xander, you cannot stop blitzing. You must go until your fingers bleed. What's up, the real invaders? Am I waiting for my blitz rotation? I need to go see where that's at. I've been using 2-hour timers, but every once in a while I forget to set the timer. What's the time on this? 50 minutes. Okay, so that'll probably pop off halfway through stream.
No. No, not at all. Not on any fucking planet.
Let's do an arena match. 14 doesn't have a cable in it, so I will be rewinding Rogue, it looks like. I don't know how this is going to play out with this placement. If you need a timer, you aren't truly addicted. Mine's lined up with yours, so when your timer goes off, you let me know. Thanks, Doolin. Appreciate that. I don't know if this... Will Bishop give her a reflexive taunt if he goes too low? Oh, he did. Look at that. That's fine. I don't mind putting an ability block on her. It looks like I'm just going to go ahead and kill her, actually. Which is probably okay. Now they got the immunities, though. That gets it tough. That makes it real tough to get behind these guys. We're gonna try. It's not really gonna do anything here because they got the safeguard on, but I'll still hit in the middle. Rewinds their turn meter at least. Still with those things. I don't want to give him any more charges. Let's hit APOC and see what happens. Boy, that didn't even take a tick off his health, did it? They all have defense up. I just can't crack the shell right now. Still with the immunities. I'm gonna try a basic into APOC. Again, I'm just giving him more speed. It's not really doing me any good. Still with the immunities. What if I do this? This is kind of a weird play, isn't it? Isn't this kind of a weird play? I'm gonna try it out though. Rewind that turn meter. He's gonna drop the rock on me now. I was hoping that turn meter rewind would allow me to do something else. But my team was quite ineffectual. Hey, maybe I'll still get this. I don't know. Let's get rid of APOC, and then we're gonna go smashing things that way. Hey, it still worked. I guess it still worked. It was ugly, but it got through it. What's up, Rolf Kieran? Yeah, so Way Too Raw was really excited about getting her big APOC Saturday night, wasn't she? I don't know if y'all were there, but a little way into her stream, she realized that she forgot about the Scopely original characters. No big APOC as of yet. Let's go take a look at where I'm at. Still working on 3 tunes to get ISO Blue 5. I might be able to get there a little bit faster now that they adjusted the war room. So I got these 3 on Death Seat, and then I have my Scopely original characters as well. They need a tag for those original characters. See, 1, 2, 3. So I'm kind of mad at myself because I realized that I took APOC to 5, and I should not have done that. That was a no-no. That's gonna cost me some time. What up, Ruvar? So yeah, that's gonna cost me some time. Also, does anybody know, is Brotherhood of the Storm correct? Or is the blog post correct? Normally you would think, oh man, of course the blog post is the one you should go by. But this is Scopely we're talking about here. And so I want to know, is this right? Spend ISO energy this afternoon for the Rome 1390 event beginning later today. Ooh, Updog wants in on voice, yeah. Just head over to my server, Updog. That's where I'm gonna go for your Crucible event anyway. And oh, he's already there. Hey, what's up?
Hey, there you are.
Just
Okay,
adjusting
so-
my music so I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm the one that makes Stormwatch. I don't know if you knew that or not, but
I knew you were involved in the Brotherhood of the Storm server. I wasn't sure that this was you. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
there's your big icon right down there at the bottom.
Hey, there it is. Wow. Yeah. So you know how we get the blog early, and
Right.
I've been using that ahead of time to make Stormwatch. Now that I get that little perk, which is really nice, but in that version of the blog that we were given, it said the 14th.
Oh, is that
Man.
where that comes from?
And then sure enough, when they post it, it says the 16th. So, and I asked for clarification on that, and they never responded. So, yeah, I guess we'll just have to see.
So I'm safe to spend my energy now then, and I'll save it for the 16th.
I don't know. I would hold off if you can, because in the past, when we've had ISO 8 energy spending events like this, they've also just dropped right when they launch. There wasn't a preview. Didn't happen every time, but in the past that's happened.
So you're saying there's a chance. Okay, I'll just
Yes,
save it till
yes.
later. And in the meantime, I'll spend some of my regular energy currency, because there's nothing for the regular campaign energy. It's just the ISO 8 campaign energy, I think.
No, I think there is. Is there for the 16th maybe?
For the 16th, there's
for
a
the
bunch of
16th,
stuff
yeah.
happening on the 16th. But I mean, that's 2 days away.
Right.
That's a day and a half longer than I like to think ahead. All right, so we've got your defense up. You want to do that right now, or are you busy?
Sure. No, go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
All right, hold on. I got to get these things up. Might as well just show the screen.
So yeah, if it doesn't launch today, I'll fix it and update the graphic and stuff. But we'll just see what happens. See what happens with our Crucible rooms too. So I did set my defense based on assuming that the rooms will be fixed. So.
Will be fixed. Okay. That might be the heading of this video then. I'll probably release this video today and just go fixed defenses, or I don't know, come up with something clever.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and do the defense up screen, I guess, so I can get these sized right.
Oh, look, Run's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
Hey,
we get to see
hey,
his stomach.
Fix your
Thanks.
camera there, Run.
Hey, Run, you know what's better than spending money? Spending someone else's money. So I was thinking, because you have such a gold issue, you have been considering spending money on the game again, correct?
Yeah, we looked that over for about all of 12 minutes and decided I don't need to do that. I've got other ways
cool.
to test the teams by doing the test drive that they always give us.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. That was the only thing I was going to say.
Seems
is
like
I
you have
wouldn't-
issues with the test server, Run.
I don't like the test server. I'll do the test drive, which I always thought test drive was dumb because you could just go in there and hit auto. The whole point is so that you can manually play it slow and just see how things work. And so that's what I'm going to start doing, because the test server just, it's the test server. I bitched about that to no end.
I would have liked for the test drive. So what I did like about the Bifrost test drive is they let us do against the actual Mystic nodes. Like the last 3 nodes were the actual Mystic nodes. I thought that was useful because then we got a practical approach to it.
Right.
What I think they should do, I don't know if they can do this or not, is give us a Gear 14 all Bifrost, a Gear 15 Bifrost, a Gear 16 Bifrost, so we can see by us playing it what level we would need to build our live Bifrost to get to beat whatever raid we're in. So if we see Gear 14 beats Node 1 handily, Gear 14 beats Node 2, but it doesn't beat the boss. Okay, if I really want to beat the boss, then I got to get to Gear 15 or Gear 16 and then retry it with the higher gear tier.
That's not a bad idea. I'll pass that idea along to the devs. It would be cool if they made that test drive so you could get a feel for it and where it fails and stuff, and a better variety of things to go up against, so you can kind of see how it works and gauge how much you want to put into the team. Yeah.
And
hold on one second. We're back, YouTube. I've got some people in my ear, and we're talking about the Bifrost team and testing them out. Go ahead, Dulam.
And I don't think the nodes need fancy names like the campaign nodes do, because no one reads those anyway. No one knows what the node's called, and no one cares. Just name them. Incursion 1.3 Node 1, 1.4 Node 2. So if we go in with Gear 14, we know we're going to get smacked on 1.4. Mm-hmm. But if we go in with Gear 15, maybe we're going to be surprised, and then people look at it and go, I only need to go Gear 15 level 80. I can do that the second they come out. Right. And then you will be autoing Incursion, or being able to at least play Incursion at the level you're at. So people aren't over-investing and wasting resources on a raid that they will never get to that difficulty. Are we going to get to 1.6? Probably never. Probably never.
And if Scopely takes my advice and restructures their entire business around letting the player base test their characters and then react to them by giving us a bye week, then they can put that into the game, and everybody in the game can test out those characters on day one and immediately find out, hey, this sucks, or hey, this is great, or this is OP, or whatever. And that'll just go right under their byline of dialogue that says the first week is a bye week and nothing counts, and we'll be making changes at the end of this week due to player feedback and all that stuff. They could do that. I know that they're not going to restructure the way they do everything, but it is an option, and using your player base to test out your game is a legitimate business model that game companies use to this day. And Scopely's already doing it. Why not be honest about it?
League of Legends does it. They have a PBE server. That's what it's called. It's a public beta environment.
Right.
And it's always the patch ahead. So if you guys haven't played League patches last 2 weeks. And then every 2 weeks they do slight tunes based on who's overpowered, who's underpowered, whatever they want to see happen with the game, right? Mm-hmm. So they have a public beta environment where that new patch is being tested rigorously by hundreds of thousands of people. I know League is way better than MSF, but still, hundreds of thousands of people for 2 weeks straight. Mm-hmm. And they are able to get all of those bugs. Why is this person pressing one button, deleting everybody? Why are they able to teleport across the map when that's not what they're supposed to do? All of this stuff gets tested for 2 weeks by a group of people that's 100 times that your team is, because you're not going to be able to afford the amount of QA testers that do it on a public basis.
That's right. Fallout 76 has a public test server. It's the same thing. They put out the content so the public can play with it and listen to the feedback, and they make changes before they put it into the live server. And I mean, our test server with the envoys is an absolute joke. It's down more than it's up. And then a lot of times we're allowed access to things that we're not even supposed to have access to, or we're denied access to things that are coming up very soon. And it's just screwed up.
Or everybody's too busy bitching about the people testing things, even though we're asking them to test things. Like when Dorky played the War Scourge early, everybody was like, well, he has an unfair advantage. Bitch, he's putting videos out to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Somebody's got to test it. Somebody's got to play
it.
At least he's being honest about it.
What he did. He told you how to get through it. Be happy that he had more time to make it better so you didn't have to build shitty teams to get past it.
And besides, most of the time, it's, you know, he might play a node for 30 minutes, or he might play a node for 2 days resetting it. And it doesn't matter how much access he had to it on his test server account prior to that. It's still going to be the RNG of resetting the damn node. So,
Yep.
I don't know.
Access to some features that are coming up, and we're excited about them, and we can't even say anything.
Right, right.
The fact that you just even said it out loud like that just got our excitement up a little bit more.
Well, okay,
However, I
but
want to
now
see proof
we-
of them testing Crucible.
We got Jarvis a long time before they announced it to the public. And we were like, this is really cool, and it's working in the test server. Why don't you guys like tell everybody that this is coming? And they just refuse to talk about Jarvis. I'm like, this doesn't change anything. And if it's broken, it's just a quality of life improvement that didn't happen. Like, it doesn't, like, if it's broken, it doesn't even matter. And they refuse to say anything, and they're like, you can't tell anybody about Jarvis. I'm like, this doesn't even change anything. Just take the W, Scope. Like, what's your problem?
Shows effort. It shows effort, just like the raid launcher shows effort. And the fact that it was broken, yeah, shit happens. It is what it is. But
Right.
at least they're trying. We're
Yeah, they're
getting
trying.
more than we've gotten in the past. They are trying. That's awesome. They're trying to do the little shit that they really don't have to do, that we would complain about, that they could just ignore like they did for 3 or 4 years. They're trying it now. That's awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, Dugan had 1 foot out the door, and all of a sudden, we're seeing a lot of changes in Scopely. A lot of good positive changes. Coincidence? I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
think it's a lot of different things. a lot of things coming
Mobile
together.
said whoever they hire to take his place, they've got a lot that they need to pay attention and take account for. And whoever fills Dugan's shoes, they need to understand that we're happy Scopely's starting to pivot and make changes and do things differently and listen to us. And they're giving us agency over our roster and moving away from cookie cutter teams and telling people who to put in what rooms. And that's fantastic. And if the next person comes in and fucks all that up, the pitchforks are coming out, you know?
Yeah.
You know what else happened in that time, though, Ron, was the biggest spender in MSF history left the game, too.
That's right. That was very notable. And also the player's voice movement got started up and really hit the ground running. So
And people
all of that
like
stuff.
Tana
And
left.
Tadano
Pathfinder
leaving wasn't
left.
the only one who left. There were a lot of content creators and big spenders and alliances that broke. And so
Very true, yeah.
a lot of things happened all at once, and we got change. And that's
Yeah,
how
they gotta-
these big money-making games work. They make a lot of money until they don't, and then they scurry to fix the problem, and they push the pendulum too far in one direction until it breaks, and then they scurry to swing it back the other way until they screw it up going the other way. So we were just at the far end of one of the pendulum swings, and now it's finally going back the other way.
Thermocline, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Giant ripple effect nuts back in the incline. Yep. You guys always like to look through my roster and see what I've got hearted, and you can see that there's a couple of gold farms in here. Plus, I'm working on my Scopely original characters, trying to get my big boy APOC up and running. The Nowhere team is hearted because the Nowhere, the Black Cat event is coming up, and you can see there is just the regular character shard farms. So that's the usual hearted characters right there. That's the usual. Why is Absorbing Man's a shard farm also? Right, so I can't do anything there.
Not only was the ISO event date changed, there was another event date change in that blog from what we got versus what was online. So be interesting to see if that launches too. I don't believe I can say which one it is, but
Yeah, you guys and your dates. I'm always watching the other envoys in there, and they're like, line 62 of paragraph 1 says that there's 4 points and it's only 3. I'm like, where do you guys get this shit? Like, I know I do not need to worry about reading JSON files, testing characters, or going over the points in the leaderboards because that is being covered. You guys have it down.
And the best part is they enjoy doing that, so I don't have to rip my hair out forcing myself to do it.
Exactly. Let's see if I can kill Kang with this one. There's that. Okay, there's... Oh, she didn't die. Dang it. Let's see if I can get Red Hulk to die. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, there you go.
And we're going to put this on you. Tink. Didn't land the ability block? Thanks for nothing, Rogue. God,
well,
I
that's
guess
why you need a skirmisher.
I guess skirmisher might be the way to go.
You're the one who's like, this trigger's so good on her. I've always been skirmisher. And you're like, oh, whatever.
That might be the only time she's never landed the ability block.
I will say 95 fixed that issue for me completely. It was just taking him up to 95.
Yeah.
People underestimate how important level 95 is, honestly.
Oh, it's just huge. Did you guys see Gangster KT's video on those gear pieces for Vol and Nova? There's a gear piece for Vol that gives her 145,000 health. One gear piece, not the whole rank, just the one piece.
The gear piece. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I took Peggy up from 17 to 18, and she gained 450,000 health, 23,000 damage, and I'm like, okay, my room 4 is going to be a bitch to clear now.
I don't know which way this is going to go.
You're fine.
I don't know.
You got this, man. Come on, man.
I don't know.
Just basic Red Hulk, and she dies to Blitz.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go.
I was worried about that one. My arena shard. Hey, Jumpy, what are you? Are you selling hotcakes up there at the top, man? Everybody's climbing over me these days. It's getting tough to get through this. Jumpy's like, come on, test out my defense. I'm like, dude, I got like 5 people to go through to get to you. See alliance rates. Nope.
Someone who pays more attention than me. What are they doing with RTA? They said it wasn't going to be a thing for like a day or two, and then it's coming back.
Yeah, I think it's starting today, isn't it?
Okay. Gotcha. Because Tana in his video, you know how Tana is. He's like, well, RTA's gone now. They're not doing RTA passes anymore, and it's not even a game mode anymore. I'm like,
I heard.
Didn't they say it was bringing back?
They
will
will
even play the game, or I thought I heard that somewhere.
I don't know. He might be busy making his 7th YouTube channel or something. So they will never delete a game mode.
Nope.
Unless it's actually causing the game to break. And even then,
They're
they'll probably
force you to play
fix it.
more.
We still
They're just
have PvE, PvP. Real-time arena, which honestly, real-time arena is not terrible. There's no need to play it right now. But it's not terrible, and I kind of wish they would bring in leagues and give it some tweaks.
We still have friendly challenges, too, that pretty much... I've never used a friendly challenge before in my life, and that's still a feature.
Right.
Well, fuck. Gonna go ahead and send that over to you now.
And guys, there was a, because of this Blitz event that's going on, there was a big concerted effort from a lot of angles to push changes to Blitz to improve screen time. And there were a lot of really good ideas, and I have been convinced by others that a sim all button is actually not a good idea. There are a couple, and we're actually kind of done talking about it in the Envoy server. We beat this to death, but we've kind of come up with, if you need a quick fix, reduce the cooldown to 1 hour from 2. That's it. You still get 8 rotations. The points still play out the same. You're just able to do it in a little bit sooner, a little bit less time.
Yep, you don't have to do it in a 16-hour window.
In a 16-hour window, you can knock that down to like an 8.5-hour window. You can get it all squeezed in there.
Absolutely.
So that's not a terrible idea, but it's still a lot of screen time. You're still scrolling through 50 teams. One other thing that was talked about was changing it so that only the newest 30 or 40 characters, would be allowed to be used, or they would do every season. They would do a tag, and you could only use these 40 characters in Blitz, and maybe even in Tower also. And so they were thinking about that, and so that would knock you down to 8 teams to rotate through. However, you would have to adjust all the payouts, right? Because you would be getting less Blitz credits in a rotation. All the events would work differently. So then another discussion was like, why don't you change the event structure so that spenders don't have to blitz and they could just spend their way through it, and grinders and free-to-play players can grind endlessly at it, kind of like what they do now to get those points, but maybe save some sort of screen time. So a lot of people don't, especially free-to-play players, don't want Blitz to go anywhere or be changed too much. Other people, like Mobile Gamer, think it's a dog shit game mode, needs to be deleted from the game entirely. There's quick, easy fixes, there's event fixes, there's restructuring it entirely, but there's a lot on the table, and I think anytime you pick any one avenue, you're gonna piss off somebody else. And so I know for sure.
There we go.
They're not going to do a Blitz sim all button, because that would probably crash the servers.
It needs to be deleted from the
game.
game.
They gave us a Blitz sim button in the first place. Be happy. You used to have to manually blitz for those people who don't remember that.
And the problem with sim all is that so many people would just log in. So many people would just log in and hit the sim all button, and all those people rushing in and doing those computations at the same time, I guess, would kind of crash servers. So the sim all button is, now they didn't say this specifically, but you get the feel sim all is off the table. It's not a thing we're even gonna push for anymore. So honestly, it's like what of those choices do you guys kind of like as far as fixing Blitz? Or is it not even worth them spending their time on? And a lot of us kind of said, you know what? It sucks that it's grindy as hell, but if they can keep up 50 and then 55 and then 60 save squads, it lets the free-to-play players do what they want, and the rest can push as hard as they want or not.
I'd say use it as just a character release, sub this, have it whenever they want, every now and then, but sub it out for Tower. Let Tower be there. It changes, so there'll always be something new, and you'll want to play it at least for the first couple of days, and then people will just be like, screw this, I can't get past 65, so I'm done. But I don't know, there's something different. Tower at least changes after 7 days. The opponents change. They added 5 more levels. They could add 5 more eventually, or 10 or whatever, and you could just sit there and try to keep, but they'd have to fix the rewards too, because the rewards were dog shit.
Well, again, if they're replacing it with Tower, they're essentially deleting a game mode that they could use in some way to monetize or just make it an avenue of release. So they're not going to get rid of Blitz, and they're not going to replace it with Tower. They might adjust the way it functions. I think one thing that they should look at is the event structures. And I wasn't originally on this. I have been converted to this line of thinking, which is event structures are probably the best thing to look at, because you don't really have to go in and change the coding of how Blitz functions. You can just change the way the players approach it and their desire. And if you have these Blitz events that you can complete by blitzing 4 and 5 rotations a day instead of 7 and 8 rotations a day, then Blitz doesn't seem all that bad until we get up to 117 save squads. Then we're probably gonna have to go in and restructure it.
So when you say complete, what do you mean by complete?
I mean, get to the last milestone.
I disagree with that. I think 4 is way too easy to get to the last milestone. I think if you want to get to the premier Gear 18 pieces that are in the last milestone right now, you're getting, I think it's go into it real quick. Sorry, I don't remember. I know you're getting 20 of each of the bio pieces for the last, go into the milestones and then go to the last milestone. So you're getting, even for the last 2 milestones, 50 of each of the 17s, 20 of each of the G18s, 250 dark promos, another 30 photon shards, and the reds don't really matter. The 5 reds, they're kind of whatever. Everybody's hoarding those. No one cares.
Right.
I think with every Blitz event, I think this Blitz event is perfect. If you do max rotations with max squads, you should be able to complete the whale stones without having to spend a dime. If you really want to push it hard, you can complete it completely free to play with all 8 rotations.
I can get behind that. 8 rotations a day to complete what used to be the whale stones.
But that's how it used to be. That's how it used to be when, first got, it used to be that.
Correct.
You'd pay to complete it up front, or you blitz your mind out every day to get to that last milestone.
Absolutely. People have jobs. That's completely fine. I get that. But people need to be rewarded to being more engaged. And unfortunately, people having jobs at 8 hours a day, they can't fight that window there. So now if you go to the leaderboards, I'm going to get 1 to 2% rewards as well. I'm going to get 1.3, or sorry, go to the ranking, not the leaderboards. I'm going to get 1.3 million Blue ISO 5, another 20 of each of the bio pieces, and a free Elite 7 for busting my ass for it. Did I have to do that? No, I could have stopped when I hit milestone 19 or whatever the one before the right we're at now, and stopped and gotten 3 to 10% rewards. But I'm a sick fuck who likes to punish myself and continue to get better rewards for it.
Well,
and
to Comrade's point, he says people have jobs, and that's exactly right, Comrade. If you have a job, then they're expecting you to afford to pay your way through this. So it's time versus money. And that's where they're getting at. Now, if you've got a shitty job, your time isn't all that valuable, but it still might be taken up by your shitty job and you just can't get it done. I don't know.
Surge is time versus money too. It's the same thing.
I think that this, a lot of people are saying that this Asgard 2004 is really good. Like, people are like, hey, this is great. I can get through most of the milestones and whatnot. So, and remember, we can't just ask for free stuff all the time. We can't just be given things. My point is, and the thing that I don't like about Blitz is that I am logging in to click fucking buttons monotonously, and it drives me nuts. I'm not even picking one of 3 teams. I'm just getting through it as fast as my thumbs can tap on my phone, and it feels bad. I would like it if they gave me some sort of an option where I wanted to go in and play the matches manually. And I guess that's gonna be Tower, and Blitz will still exist. I don't know. I don't think that there's, I'm just not convinced that at this time it's worth it to make any adjustments to Blitz, especially when they are unable to implement new change correctly. I think maybe just live with Blitz for a little while longer. When we get up into 65 and 75 teams on rotation, maybe visit this one again. Hopefully Scopely puts this on their radar and starts just kind of taking some feedback from the community over like what they'd like to see happen with Blitz, so that when the time comes, they can do it. Because we're gonna get to a point where simming each team just takes too damn long. Even 75 teams simming through that. Oof, man, that's a long time.
I agree with that. We're getting to the limit of how many safe squads we should be allowed to use in Blitz in a rotation. I think 60 is about that limit, because like you said, a rotation back then when they first added Sim, we had what, 30 teams, 25 teams maybe? I don't even remember when they added Blitz Sim. It's been a while now. Yeah. But that took a minute and a half, 2 minutes, because it was 25 teams. Now it's taking double that.
Another idea that was tossed out there was you get so many Blitz charges to use on each character. And they would basically factor that to be like enough Blitz charges for 40 characters to go 8 times over. So you could use your entire roster, or you could make your own Blitz save squad of 40 characters, 8 teams, and do them 8 times over, and have those teams, those would be your best 40 characters. The problem is you would be getting less actual rotations, and you would have to restructure the payout system for Blitz. But then it would no matter how many characters get introduced to the game, you would always have 8 teams of 40 total characters to go through Blitz as many times as you wanted to.
Do you trust Scopely to do that monkey math correctly when they couldn't even do the monthly event last month?
That's the thing. I don't want them making drastic changes right now until they get a system in place to check this shit before it goes live, or promise us a bye week so the community can test it for them.
And that's what I told you about the PC client. I don't think they have the resources to do it right now, because the resources allocated to that would affect their bottom line, because they're going to release less characters because of it. They're going to come out with an APOC Saga 2 later. So that's why I don't think they should do a PC client, because the amount of money that they put into it, they're not going to see any monetary value come back to it unless they have ads on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because then they will get no money. They will get zero money from people downloading it unless there are ads.
Doesn't building a PC client for this game sound like a big deal? Like, doesn't...
Yeah.
Like, they're like, we can't roll back CC one week. How are they gonna build a fucking PC client? Like...
Are you confirming that they're building a PC client?
I have no. I got the
part of that survey.
I got the survey like 98% of the player base did.
Well,
I thought that's hilarious too. Opening up, it says like we will go to your house and murder you if you talk about this. Like, do not say anything. And like, I didn't finish the fucking survey, and Tawna had a video out. Like, it was almost instantaneously. Everyone's like, ooh, PC client, really?
Well, Tawna did the same thing with the fucking Territories game in Swaga and Star Wars. Because I never played that, so I hit no to that question, and then I guess it treed off into more questions about Star Wars.
Right.
So I guess one was the Territories, and he goes, "Oh, well, there has to be a Territories game mode coming. We have to have it." Like, no.
Yeah.
Brutally honest.
Strategist, I have to watch all of Tawna's videos. How do you think I feel, man? You think I want to watch him read the JSON files verbatim for 15 minutes? Are you out of your fucking mind? That's why I make the recaps, so you guys can skip it.
He reminds me of, what's his face from Austin Powers, the $1 million with the bald head now. And like when he wears like a sweater with a turtleneck, he reminds me of that now, and I love it. He looks so great with the bald. Dr. Evil, thank you, Comrade Red. Thank you, guys.
Who should I stun?
Are you playing RTA?
Yeah, I'm playing RTA. What else am I gonna do? Everything else in this thing is either broken or stupid.
I was looking, I'm like, what fucking mode is this? Using Nova, APOC? This isn't Cosmic Crucible? I was so confused. You want to know how to win every RTA? Just put the Tangled, Cable, and APOC on, and your Tangled always goes first.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. I like actually playing. I use stuff that may or may not work well. And I kind of have fun. I kind of have fun with it. Let's do... I guess let's just go over here. It doesn't really matter because no one has a vulnerable. I think I can just turn this on auto.
I think RTA would be more fun is if it's still random who you get paired with and stuff like that, but you could choose like which subdivision of RTA. I don't know if that would work because that would split the very minute player base in RTA already into specific game modes. So you can test raid teams. You can test war teams. You could test just how they work, just getting more practice with them, CC teams, stuff like that. So it would turn that game mode into kind of like a training room, like I saw someone say about it. A training room would be kind of cool. Like a danger room from X-Men, they have the danger room to practice in or whatever. Right. That would be kind of cool to have because then you could practice all the game modes in that. We wouldn't need CC replays. We wouldn't need war replays. We wouldn't need a war practice mode. It would be all in one place.
That would be really nice, and we have been wanting a sandbox room since the beginning of this game. I remember Casino bitching about that year one. All right, well, that wasn't actually as exciting as I thought it would be. What?
Did you watch the Casino interview from Gangster KT or no? It was an hour and a half long.
I watched the first 20 minutes of it, and I got tired of hearing Casino's sob story. There's people who are like, who always complain, I'm just the unluckiest person in the world and bad things always happen to me. Yeah. And at some point I just go, no, dude, you just keep making problems for yourself and you refuse to take responsibility for your actions. So I don't,
eventually
I'm not saying that's the case with Casino. I'm just saying he sure has a lot of bad things happen to him and it's a strange coincidence, you know? And I don't know, like Gangster KT had like a long intro opening, like, hey guys, and he's doing his intro and he's talking about Casino and how he has been watching him forever, and he hands the floor over to Casino and Casino never gives the microphone back over to Gangster KT for like 20 minutes, and I was just like, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. He's just crying about how woe is me and everything. And I don't know. I was a little interested in the things that Casino is doing and working on and stuff like that. But every time he was like, and then that game company dumped on me, and then this happened to me, and it was all their fault and all this. And I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not in his shoes. I don't want to judge him, but a lot of bad things seem to be happening to Casino lately.
Always the victim.
Always the victim. Yeah, always the victim.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Hey, I will say his whale wars were entertaining. That was
they were.
Yeah.
No,
that was the only content that I enjoyed.
I swear to God, one of the only streams of Casinos that I missed was the one where he screwed up and kind of ended his MSF career. It's one of the only ones I missed.
Yep. That was
I watched Casino all the time, man.
Oh my God.
He made fantastic infographics. Fantastic infographics.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Weren't we supposed to have a three-way with Rum?
Yeah, I think we were gonna have a three-way war.
Yeah, they were
gonna do that for Ghost Rider Rum.
Well, because I told them how you love Red Star Orb opening videos, and you're like so ingrained in them. You watch them all the time. So he's just like, well, let's see who gets the bigger Red Star. And I'm like, screw it. We should get running this thing too. He loves them. He just adores those videos.
What were you guys opening Reds for?
Hard
Light?
Or the new Ghost Rider.
Yeah, the new Ghost Rider.
I'll jump in on it so long as you stop calling it a threesome.
Three-way.
But here's what pisses me off.
That's not better.
Here's what pisses me off is when I go to somebody's video and I get like 3 minutes into the video and realize it's a Red Star Orb opening video, and I want to throw my damn phone for wasting the 3 minutes on that trash content. I hate Red Star Orb opening videos. They never make you happy. You always feel bad about it, no matter what. Because either they pull something big and you're jealous of them, or they pull something small and you feel bad for them. Like, it never works out well.
Rello was sitting there getting pissed off at me because he was like, because I'll sit there and I'll be like, all right, you guys figure out which ones you think will happen, boom. And Rello's like, every time I pick like 6 or 7 stars, you always get none, and I feel great. And then so he decided to pick none. He picked none, and I got a 4, a 5, and then a 7 on hard light, and he's like, screw this, I'm out.
Chat's trying to get your attention.
So, and then Updog was like, wow, this was... Yeah, streamer luck. Great. I don't care if it's streamer luck. I got 7 on hard light. This feels great. So, and then he's like, well, let's do a video together where we open them both. And I was like, let's bring that guy that loves orb opening videos. He loves them. He's like religiously watching them. So let's go ahead and bring him in on this.
I would probably have a very hard time sitting through that. Like, the only reason to bring me into that video is because I hate that so much. And all I would do is just like mock you guys and be mad about it. And then it'd be my turn to open up the reds, and I'd pull like a 2 red on Robbie, and you guys would laugh at me, and I'd probably just be like, whatever guys, I hate this anyway. And I'd just bounce out of the voice channel immediately. So I pulled 7 red for a heart light. I didn't mean to.
Oh shit. From a what?
Hey.
From a 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
I did this. No. Go ahead.
You did it with a 5, so at least you'll have the 7 yellow in 2025. That's fun.
Right. Yeah, that's like Strategist said, it won't fill them out for 2 years. So I'm curious to see, because they said they want to do maximum 4 months without being farmable. Now, farmable to them, they even said, hey, that doesn't mean campaign node, that doesn't mean store, but it could mean, hey, they're in the RTA pass once a month, and they're every other RTA pass or every other strike pass or whatever it is. I'm curious to see what they do with that, because they've been doing good lately. The invaders were good. They were not the best in the beginning because Agent Venom the invaders were all pretty good to start. They were high 3s, low 4s, and then they had a couple strike passes, couple RTA passes, and everybody was at 5-star. I'm fine with that. They're doing the same thing for Bifrost. My Beta Ray Bill's 6. I've been very happy with the shard progression of the newer characters lately. They're not exactly farmable as fast as I'd like them to be, but I'm getting a sprinkling of shards from everywhere for all these newer characters, and I feel like my roster is progressing. And so I don't have too many complaints about new character progression. I still would love to see new players have the opportunity to build any of the legacy tunes immediately. Like, I think that you should just get 4-star every legacy character for playing the game. They're still going to need the gold to build those characters, so it's not like they're gonna run us over or anything. But that's something that the content creators could then make videos, and Updog could put out that infographic we all want to see on, hey, you're a new character and you've been gifted 4-star all legacy characters. Which ones are good? Which ones should you invest in, and how far you should push them? And that could be up to the content creators to do. And that helps out newer players so that they just have more characters to Blitz with if they're not going to change Blitz, you know?
I think also the something that's no one's talked about for this monthly event is the store. I think the store should be in every monthly event from now on. It gives people the choice what to spend currency on. If they're low on gear, they can buy gear. If they're low on Firestar shards, they buy Firestar shards. If you get, throughout this month, 50 Firestar shards, that's like a strike pass.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh,
the gear 17s that are in there are awesome too.
Speaking of the store, there was a rumor going around, and I was paranoid about this, and I probably didn't do it any favors, and it propagated it. I was worried about spending this currency in this TVA gift shop. Apparently, Hargrave had an inkling, and it blew up into a full-fledged rumor, and there's nothing to it. He has said, no, I've already ruled this out. That's not a thing. Don't worry, spend your currency. And we ask in the server, like every other day, we're like, hey, so can we confirm that there will be nothing coming up to spend this currency on? And I really don't think there will be, but they just refuse to answer the damn question, and it drives me nuts.
I would be shocked if they did.
So I am spending this currency without worry. I think everybody else should go ahead and do it as soon as they finally reply. And honestly, I should probably ping them, because I don't think anybody's pinged them with that question yet. I should probably ping them. But I'd like to know.
Didn't it say in a blog or something that we could buy the orbs, the special orbs? If you click on the orbs tab there, Ron, didn't one of the blogs say we could use those credits to buy these orbs?
I don't know. If it did, I
remember that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember that. Maybe that was part of the rumor going around, but
go back to the store run and then go all the way to the bottom. For anybody having trouble with training mats, that's 350,000 gold worth of training mats on the bottom left, and it resets every 12 hours. The training modules. If you have a problem with training mats, buy those.
I didn't even know that was down there. I'm gonna put that in the recap, man. That's actually good information. Yep. And the T4 mats aren't that bad either.
And it's 350,000 gold worth, because each one is worth 10,000. So if you're low on training mats, buy that. That's what I've been doing.
That might as well be a training orb.
Yep.
If not better.
That's a full training orb if you get gold in all 3 spots. Because if you get gold in all 3 spots... Or no, I'm sorry. That's not... Wait, is it 12 in each spot for gold, or is it 25? I can't remember.
It's 25, 25, 25. I think it's 24.
That's about the average
25.
training orb then.
Yeah.
No, it's 24 to 75. So it's on the lower end, but still, you get those twice a day.
In Stormwatch too, so thanks for that. I didn't even realize that.
8 to 25. And so...
Yeah, it's probably the only thing I'm spending money on. I'm only buying those in 17s.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm going for some of the character shards, because in the beginning I didn't spend any of my currency, and so I've been kind of loading up on some of the character shards. But I don't know what to spend it on as far as the gear goes.
You'll get it you're going to get another charge for the
Mutant
ISO
17s. So Mutant and Mystic 17s.
Yeah. Mutant, just buy everything Mutant.
Run, you want to know what 17s to buy? You need to go into your Dark Mansion planner and see who you want to put in and start buying all of those. You will run out so goddamn fast, it'll make your head spin.
You want to see what my Dark Dimension planner looks like, guys? Where do I go for the Dark Dimension planner?
You don't even know what the fuck
your roster.
Go to your roster on
roster.
And then scroll right. Dark Dimension.
I could sync my roster for my alliance. I probably haven't done that in a while. Let's do that real fast. Roster sync. Dark Dimension planner. Okay. Yep. So how does this work? How do I fill this thing out?
You put it on your screen first so we can
put it on your screen.
I'm not on the race screen. Okay, there we go.
So you scroll down and then it'll say
What's up, Boomer? The guys are teaching me how to do my Dark Dimension 6 planer because I have been refusing to pay any attention to this, and then I pulled 7 red for Hard Light, and people are telling me that she might be a good character. So I've got half a dozen people on voice, and they've all got some great ideas of what I should be doing. So how do I make this thing work? How do I make this go?
So scroll down.
Spider-Man.
So I want, you said down. All web warriors for city, right? That's just
absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. So just scroll down and then that's all your global tunes there and it'll say how many pieces each one needs. So you can see Shield Trooper doesn't need any, which is funny that no one's even talked about that. If you take Shield Trooper to 18,
it's starting to be talked about. Some people are really coming around to that idea.
It's literally a free tune. But yeah, so you'll see some of them have the 44 is 2 pieces, 66 is 3, 88 is 4, and then 5 is 110. And then it goes by class there, and then on the bottom left of each of the tune, it has a little symbol, and it's either mutant, mystic, skill, bio, or tech.
Wow, this thing is really nice. I should have been using this. Was this around for DD5?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So if you click on,
I make content for a living.
Jesus Christ. So let's say for global, you do APOC. So scroll up for global.
Okay, I already got APOC in there. I know he's for sure gonna happen.
Right. So do APOC and then do do like Peggy and then do Cap. And then do like Dark Beast and then Echo or something.
Echo?
It doesn't matter. You're not going to take Dark Beast either. That's the one you're going to be mad about. So then on the top now,
okay,
on the all the way top, scroll up a little bit. There's a whole master key up there, so it'll tell you how many bio you have, how many of each you have, and how many pieces total.
Okay.
So once you're fully filled out, you want that as balanced as possible, which tech will always be lacking because it's just fucking Kang and one other person.
This thing is amazing. This works really well.
If your
somebody
roster
should make a video about this.
They did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So if you scroll up, if your roster's completely synced, it'll say the gear that you're missing. So let's say if you had 5 mutants for global, it'll tell you how many 17s you'll need and how many you already have. So if you have 100 gear 17 mutants pieces and you need 280, it'll say you need 180 more to go into global with the team you have picked.
Okay, well, let's fill out a rough draft of this. Let's get rid. I'm not certain about these. I'm gonna keep Shield Trooper in there as a placeholder because he's 0. Who do you guys think? What are the top picks for global? What's everybody picking these days?
Silver.
Yeah,
Quicksilver.
Where's
Black Widow? I heard is a.
It's not alphabetical order. Oh, this thing's garbage. This is trash. It's not alphabetical order. It's garbage. This is no good.
Row, 6th character in. Black Widow is the 3rd character in the 44 section.
Seriously, Black Widow's in the running these days?
Black Widow's disgusting at gear tier 18, and her speed up and offense up is really good. And she's cheap. She's only 2 skill pieces.
Okay, you know how I have to watch every single video that every single content creator makes? I'll be honest. I kind of skim through the ones that are all about Dark Dimension 6. I kind of just skim over them and go, okay, that sounds reasonable. I'll plug that one.
Well, that's why, because they tell you how to get to the Dark Dimension Planner in the first 30 seconds. No wonder why you're skimming through.
Yeah. Okay, so I need one more global character.
I did Peggy and Agent Venom instead of Shield Trooper, but those are the 2 that I did. I know people... Yeah, OG Cap, I know people are picking.
I have a 7 red star OG cap. Should I go with OG cap?
Do it.
That's not a bad choice.
Okay.
I know the LVP did Braun, and Braun was surprisingly good because his ult is 35% damage.
Yeah.
But just having one.
Most definitely, I did realize it is alphabetical order, but they break it into those tiers. Yeah, so it's just I'm dyslexic, so it doesn't matter. even if I did realize that ahead of time, I'd still be like, where does Q come in the alphabet? All right, Cosmic. Let's throw some Cosmic characters in there real fast.
Photon.
Kang,
Yeah.
Vol, Photon.
Vol is ridiculous.
Yes, Vol and Kang will carry any other 3 dipshits you put in. Literally.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
gonna do Super, I think.
However, in Node 1, there is a 1 million TCP Captain Marvel.
Lovely. Yeah, I did see that. I remember seeing that.
She is ridiculous.
So I need 2 more. I'm thinking Stitcher because he's super cheap and he does a percentage health steal, right?
Yeah.
Damn right, I'm down for. Hell yeah, put him in
That's
her.
what I'm doing.
Yep.
And then what do you think about Annihilation? Star-Lord Annihilation.
Yep. I'm taking
Hey,
Star-Lord
ZKG.
and Thor Infinity Watch.
ZKG, how's Star-Lord doing?
He's looking like nothing.
Yep. But
Okay.
you don't need somebody who's good though. It's Kang
it's those
and Vol.
Yeah, Kang and Vol, and maybe Photon will carry.
And
I don't know.
Photon's good too. And Photon's really good too. But it's literally Kang, Vol, and Photon. The other 2, honestly, I'm taking Star-Lord because I knew I was going to take him to 95 for the trial.
Here's my fear with Photon. As an overall character investment, right? Like Vol's a good investment for the overall game. Kang's a good investment for the overall game. You know, Quicksilver, obvious, good everywhere kind of, right? My worry is that Photon is going to be like a good 5th member on A-Force, not really going to be used in Arena because she'll get subbed out by something better. Not really used on the Secret Defenders because she'll get subbed out by something better. She's going to be like the 6th best character everywhere. And I will end up not using her all over the place, right?
So-
That's my fear of what Photon's going to end up being.
With Secret Defenders, you're taking out Strange first, and then only when you have Super Scroll do you take out Photon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Photon's still good and still a good war
All right.
and cheap.
Chaseville, what's wrong with Stitcher? Why not
Everything.
Stitcher?
Stitcher's just cheap. Stitcher will literally be there for nothing. Stitcher's just cheap.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Is he's cheap? So
Yeah.
I mean, if there was somebody else, I mean, I could throw in an expensive one like Kestrel or something, or Deathpool, or I don't know.
Or Robbie Reyes. Oh wait, that's City. Never mind.
He's City.
Yeah.
He'll be going in. Let's go down to City because that's 5 for now. I'll watch. I'll start watching the DD6 planar videos and see what are really good.
Yeah,
Watch
check out mine,
Pathfinders.
You know what? Chasefeld, gold is my toughest bottleneck. You might actually have a point there. I might have an easier time getting the gear on somebody else and feel better about it not spending the gold.
Yep.
Of course, the thing is like the gold doesn't really come into play until you get to 75 up to 95, right? That's when it gets expensive to go through the levels. So who cares that my Stitcher's level 1 or level 15, whatever my Stitcher's that up to 75 is not really going to matter. Anybody I pick in here is probably going to be moving from level 80 up to level 95, and it's going to be expensive no matter what.
It's also $1 million gold to go from gear tier 17 to gear tier 18 to equip all the pieces.
Right. So
Like
I don't
900.
know.
Well, yeah,
It's like
million.
900.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, like million. Well, I'm sorry. With the gear pieces, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the follows. Appreciate that, guys. I'm
Stitcher
thinking
has a perfect kill.
Stitcher may not. I do hate, the idea of bringing in a trash tune just because they're cheap gear-wise. I do want to invest in somebody that's going to give me the benefit. So I don't care so much about the gear cost of these characters. I really would want to bring in the best, most impactful character I possibly could.
The way I look at Cosmic is if I bring in Star-Lord, Star-Lord is dog shit. For my timed run, I'm bringing in Super Scroll, so who gives a shit? Because Super Scroll is Cosmic. So who cares that Star-Lord's bad?
So trying to save gold, we're going to get rid of this guy. We're going to get rid of Stitcher. We're going to go back to global and say, who is the most useful character in this global list? Chat, what do you guys think? What's the most useful character in the global list? Is it going to be Peggy? I mean, I've already got a Cap America that's going to be making my rebirth really tough. Maybe, you know, it's Peggy.
Super Scroll is Alien Spores bendable. I think Peggy's worth it, personally. And she's becoming farmable, so you can bring her in at 7 gold star as well. Gambit's another good global choice too.
Gambit's not a terrible choice either. I'm not a big fan of the unlimited team. I'm not saying they're bad. I just don't like playing with the team as much.
Yep.
Cap, Peggy, Nemesis, Black Widow, Weaver are worth it.
I don't agree with Weaver.
I don't agree with Black Widow.
No, not Weaver.
Black Widow is a fucking amazing pick. You don't have many skill people. She's only 2 pieces. And then she's bigger on your infestation team
but
too.
Again, okay, I have a level 1 big time with dark promo non-existent red stars. Like, I'm not going to be building that team. I can't afford to build that team. Scopely, plug your ears. I don't want to build. I want to skip that team. And so Black Widow is a useless pick for me. I use her nowhere. I use her absolutely nowhere. I used to try and use her for some speed manipulation. So that's not a pick for me.
Maybe you will use her, though. You never know. If you're ever that high.
I think Nemesis is also a good choice. He's a % damage, heals off of team, off of raids. Nemesis is a good choice. The problem is Nemesis is the same unique as Omega Red, and Omega Red is almost a shoo-in for Legendary, even with the new Legendaries coming out.
I'm going to throw in Peggy for right now. I know you guys are going to cringe at this, but I also like Dark Beast as a pick. Because if Dark Beast doesn't die on that raid team doesn't die. And so you can start simming at a higher level if you know that Dark Beast is going to survive. But I'm going to go with Peggy for right now. I think there's a little bit more value right there. Gambit is a tough sell due to his unique. If you were taking Val and Nova, that is 130 with Gambit. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point, Zero. That's a good point.
It's a lot.
Yep, don't take Gambit. That's it. Actually,
all right, so let's take a look at Cosmic. I need one more pick for Cosmic that isn't Stitcher. There's what I'm using so far. There's what I'm using so far is Photon, Vol, Kang, and Star-Lord Annihilation.
I did Thor Infinity War too, honestly.
Man, that's going to make that Nowhere team crazy good in war, and I don't think I need that much of an investment.
About Beta Ray Bill too. That's who I was thinking of.
Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill is also a choice
for the Bifrost team, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, him big is pretty nuts.
What's the difference between somebody's microphone's going nuts? What's the difference between Beta Ray Bills and Kid Loki's? Like compare and contrast there because they're the same cost, same type.
More kit based than Beta Ray Bill is. I think Beta Ray Bill is better stats.
True. Yeah.
He does everyone with his ult. His stun hitting is important. And
All right.
And he has a crazy basic that attacks in a line for most
We'll throw Beta in there. I
don't know about you, Run, but I have a ton of his centerpiece unique. So
the Uru,
the Uru is insane because Hero Asgard never done a fancy like that.
Yep.
Yeah, Dominion, that's a good point. It's just like I said, I don't find the unlimited team that much fun to play with. They're fun to hybridize in today's Crucible. I'm enjoying that, but the 5-piece team for me isn't that fun. I'm almost always just clicking the big buttons and going through an order. All right, city characters. This one's going to be a little bit more fun because we're thinking that there's going to be some new characters coming in. Right off the bat, is Big Time an option that I should be considering?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
I've heard
good. I don't want to build him. I'm glad that's not a thing.
He can stay at gear tier 15.
Okay. He's also him with Quicksilver, so that's an issue.
You don't need to waste your Chromium for Quicksilver on that guy.
Now, what about She-Hulk? She's already gear tier 17, blue 5 ISO. I think I should throw her in there because it's just one more gear tier level for her.
But she's 5 pieces.
She is 90.
No, she's 110. She's all 5 pieces.
Ooh.
Oh, 5 pieces.
So
there's a lot of catalysts too.
Not worth it. Also, she's just not good for the long term. Like,
she's already doing what she does at 17.
Yep.
So Kamala.
Fuck no.
Yep.
We're saying Kamala's a good choice, and Robbie's gonna be a good choice.
Hardlight, yes, because she has 110k armor maxed out.
Okay, I can get behind newer characters as choices. I kind of like those. I feel pretty good about that. That's right, everybody. Blitz check. She-Hulk is a hell no. She-Hulk was trash in DD5. TLC, I paid $50 to unlock She-Hulk. I feel like, you know, I should leave the dance with the one I came with. You know, I almost want to take her in. I've dressed up like She-Hulk. There are pictures of me wearing her leotard and green face costume. I have an affinity for her. So
you gotta wear the suit now.
Do you have Kingpin and Mr. Negative built, Ron, or no?
They're moderately built, like gear tier 14 or something like that.
So as of right now, I have the two you chose, Firestar, and then I'm waiting for the tech raid team, and then I'll throw them in there, even if they're not great. Honestly, because I know I'm going to need to take them up anyway, and I just don't care at that point.
Whoops.
Wait, what do you know that we don't know? City
I don't know
Tech?
anything, but I know I'm not going to be in. I know I'm not going to be in City in the next 4 months, which is presumed we're going to be getting. I hope to fuck we get a tech raid team in the next 4 months, because that means 8 months of dealing with Incursion with no tech team. I think that's a little excessive. I'd rather just wait and take them up.
Prince of Peace, I'm actually a switch. I took the test. I'm actually a switch. So we like these two for sure, and we've got 3 vacant spots, right?
Yep. Firestar is good, because Firestar is mutant too. Firestar is and only 2 pieces, I think.
Firestar.
For the
is this Firestar? I don't bother if they have fire in their name or they're dressed like they are on fire. I do not bother remembering their names.
Yep, Firestar is good.
And so now we're thinking that there might be 2 tech characters coming out.
By the time I get to City, I think tech characters will be coming out. So I don't see a need to build others, because the only other 2 that I would be willing to bring in that are on this list right now are Cloak and Dagger. The problem is they're both Mystic, and Cloak is the same unique as Robbie Reyes. That's the only reason I want.
Dagger is expensive.
Dagger's also.
I remember Dagger being expensive when I went in DD5.
And there's 7 pieces each, and then you're doing 4 pieces on Quicksilver, so that's 11 pieces already on Mystic.
So somebody call the Tana hotline. Get a hold of Benny Westside. Have him ask Tana for us. Because Tana knows before the envoys do. What's the scoop on the tech raid team? Is it going to be Sinister 6 tech characters? Like, I need to know.
Most FIs put a thing in shots. He said that the latest Mainball TV rumor is Sentinels.
Oh my god, I would be so freaking happy.
That would be high. Oh, Run's gonna spend money on that team.
I would lose my shit if it was Sentinels. I don't care if it's 5 different Sentinels or the same, or like you could get the same copy of a Sentinel 5 times. I don't care. Sentinels are awesome.
Sebuse or C Pussy, I always read your name because I'm an idiot. You said
one Sentinel.
You said 2099. 2099, the only reason, 2 reasons. I think 2099 is falling out of the meta. And then the only reason I'll say 2099 is they use Molecular Cloth too. Peggy uses Molecular Cloth. Photon uses Molecular Cloth. So that's a lot of Molecular Cloth for all, if you're doing all 3 of them.
And Shang-Chi.
And Shang-Chi if you're trying to bring in Shang-Chi. So that's the only problem with 2099.
Okay, so
Weaver shares that too.
And Weaver uses Molecular too.
Burnsy, I think you're right. Sentinels would be global. That would make sense. They could swing that a little bit. I think there's room to make a couple of Sentinels as a cosmic. But yeah, I think you're right. They would be global. Jumpy McSpasm, you're right. Don't focus on City so much because I'm so far away from it. What I'm trying to do is predict what some of the future tunes coming out are going to be that I'd want to put in there. So like, I'm thinking there's going to be a tech character. So maybe throw in one of these tech characters, like, I don't know, like a Vulture in there, just to skew the numbers at the top a bit toward tech, right?
So if there's nobody else tech in City or Legendary other than Shuri, you're literally just taking Kang and Shuri, and that's all the tech you're using. Mm-hmm. Even if they are not good, that's just going to help out your numbers by not taking as many Mystic into City. And from what I've seen, City is not hard.
Right.
It's not bad from what I've seen people playing DD6. It's one of the easier sections because I think DD4 and DD5 were overtuned for City, where City was a fucking slog and you were stuck and you were stuck for a while behind 2 Mr. Sinisters and 2 Killmongers in DD5.
Oh my god.
That was rough.
2 stripes too. 2
And,
stripes.
that's right. And 2 stripes with the taunts. That was rough. So I think they went easier on City, and somebody like Firestar, who's Chief Mutant, can be used.
You know what? I bet that Mockingjay is gonna be Skill City, right? Let's put him.
I don't know. No, don't make me build a war defense. No, thank you.
Let's throw in Punisher in place of
Wouldn't Ronan be City?
Ronan would be City.
Ronan would be City Skill also, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
No, Mockingbird was Mockingbird is global run from what we were given, and we were able to share.
Okay,
yeah.
well, I'm gonna throw in
Ronan
Vulture for
City.
tech and this guy for Ronan as placeholders to try and skew my numbers in that direction a little bit. Non-horseman
legendary.
Non-horseman legendary. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and probably like Magneto or who do you think?
None of those 4.
None of those 4?
They're too expensive. They're all 5 pieces. So I know it's hoping beyond hope. I'm assuming there's going to be a legendary with the Tech Raid team, and that's who I would take. I'd be shocked if there wasn't a legendary for the Tech Raid team.
All right, I'm going to throw in Doc Ock for right now because maybe he's going to be turned into a raid character and get a rework.
God, I hope he gets reworked.
So,
I hope he's such a good tune.
Yeah, I mean, they're giving him a new costume. Maybe, no, they never combine costumes with actual characters they're working on.
And then legendary Apocalypses, APOC.
Okay, APOC.
Nova,
Omega Red, Black Cat. What, Rogue probably, MLF? Red Hulk?
Red Hulk.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that 5?
I think
wasn't counting.
Ronan.
Yeah, that's 5. I think Red Hulk is gonna be the only horseman that outlasts everybody.
Okay, so we got our non-horseman legendary, we got our legendary or Apocalypse, and we got these characters in here. Okay. Now, does it notice that I am using Doc Ock or does it notice that I'm using Nova in 2 places? Does it notice that I'm using Black Cat in 2 places? It's not doubling up those points, right?
It's not doubling it up. It does it per section, so it only shows what you need for that section to be done. And then if it's done, like say if you have Black Cat done, then it'll show it's done also in the legendary section.
Yeah, because you won't need 5 times of Nova's gear to level up 1 Nova.
Right.
Correct.
Okay, so DD6, this is what it's showing me. I have 5 bio characters, 4 mutant characters, 4 mystic characters, 4 skill characters, and 4 tech characters, which is about as balanced as I can get it, right?
So you really want to look at the number next to it. So that means you need 308 bio.
286, 286, 220, 308. That still sounds pretty good to me. If I get the opportunity to swap out, say, a little bit of tech for a skill character, that might be like a Ronin in there, or
and you could also, like, say if you just get lucky and you're getting a lot of Mystic, you can, be lucky and pull a Mystic and throw a Mystic into City instead. You can get lucky.
Yeah.
Are you going to get 110 pieces to take Dormammu in? Absolutely not. But you could get lucky and get an extra piece in there and go, hey, I've got a lot of extra Mystic.
So
and
this is the list
of...
Yep, that's the full list of everything that you need.
Hopefully we get another pocket dimension, too, to give us some...
I would love another pocket dimension. Prince of Peace, I heard Kestrel in Dark Dimension was not great, and I don't think Kestrel's viability outside of just being a cheap tech flesh kill character is worth it.
She's not bad, but that pinging is really good.
I mean, is Beta Ray Bill worth it outside of DD6?
Yeah,
that's the thing.
We're having trouble figuring out a 4th for Cosmic. Like, who would you put in place of Beta Ray Bill, Pathfinder?
Anybody that you have close that isn't going to be super expensive because you have Fallen King.
That's why I was thinking about Stitcher, but then we talked about it and we were like talking about the cost of gold, because gold is my biggest bottleneck, and taking up Stitcher from basically level 1 to throw him in there and then never use Stitcher anywhere. I would still use Beta Ray Bill on that Bifrost team and use Beta Ray Bill in the incursion raids for a while.
I mean, your Kestrel's at G17, correct?
Yeah.
So why would you take Stitcher from level 1 to G18 over just taking Kestrel?
Kestrel's also the same unique as Black Widow. That's another issue with that.
Where'd my thing go? My list here. So we're looking at Cosmic for Kestrel. I don't see her.
Next to Icarus, next to Korg. Second row.
Thank you. There we go. Now my tech is getting pushed way high. 374 on tech materials. I do like the sound of that better though, because I do use Kestrel all the time.
Well, you're going to take out Vulture, so if you want to take out Vulture, stop skewing those numbers, because he's tech.
Right, but I was planning on replacing Vulture with a tech character when one becomes available. Hopefully the new tech raid team is going to have 1 or 2 tech characters in there that are...
I would hope that the tech raid team had 1 or 2 tech characters as well. That'd be pretty nice.
Thank you, Pathfinder, for pointing out my
You're hoping they're city. Yes, I would agree.
I'm hoping there's city characters with those tech traits in there that I could utilize, is what I'm hoping. That's the question, Shane West. That is the question. Do we have confirmation? The answer is no. We have Scopely saying that
Actually, they did say that they're supposed to work, so that's confirmation that they said it.
Yeah, they said it, but that's as good as we get.
That what's supposed to work?
The CC rooms, the new CC rooms.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right. That was the sound of a gunshot of them shooting themselves in the foot when it doesn't work again, and we get to laugh at them and then get another 50,000 Crucible credits and 20,000 Elite Crucible credits.
Ew.
I just want to work the game.
So...
Is that so much to ask for? I think not.
So here's what Rayvarn's doing in City. Watch this. This is what Rayvarn's doing. This looks gross to me. Whoops. Hold on.
In City?
Yeah, in City.
No.
I hate Pink Pajama Girl.
She's like a waste of a mystic space.
Now I'm at 374 on tech still. I don't know.
I mean, you could do worse, but
I could do worse. Honestly, as a placeholder, that might be a pretty good idea.
Big Time and Quicksilver aren't really gonna jive together.
Yeah,
nope.
I don't like any of those, but.
Yep.
Well, this will give me a rough draft, anyways. Do I have to click a save button? Do I have to import this?
Nope, you're good.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah,
Every time you look at it, say if it's been a week, make sure you sync your roster because the gear will update here as well. It won't update unless you sync your roster, though.
Right.
So if you're putting on pieces or getting pieces, it won't.
Something to note: this number is how many I need. So yes. I have 2,558 of those. I need 9,400 something total. So. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna screenshot this little bitty here.
And then you're gonna go to your raid store and buy all the teal gear in your raid store. Because you're gonna realize you need all of it.
There's that, and I'm gonna throw that into my test account and make that happen. Okay, everybody, that's how the DD6 planner works. Remember, focus on the early stuff first. Remember that it takes a long time to get through each section. Scopely usually gives us better and better characters as time progresses, so don't race for the crappy ones. Build the ones that you know are good. Check in with your favorite content creators to provide you good, solid information on who you should be spending your resources with. Wise content creators will always tell you to go slow and focus on what's right in front of you rather than building for stuff that's way, way, way down the line. So thank you, gentlemen, for coming into Voice. We have a ton of people in Voice and have been coming through Voice today. So I appreciate your guys' help, and I always just love hanging out with you guys too. And for those of you joining us in chat, I appreciate you stopping by. Also, we're gonna go raid somebody, and you guys, what Cosmic Crucible starts in like an hour or something, doesn't it? Or is it a couple hours?
Excited.
Not for me. Cosmic Crucible starts tomorrow morning when I can see the world is on fire because it's not working again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little hesitant to start to see if things. I'm gonna see how Community Crucible plays out. Let's just say that.
D-Day.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch Community Crucible myself. I may even join in on voice if I get the time. So we'll see how it goes.
Ooh, spicy.
See how much fun it is.
I'm sending you guys to Beetlejuice. If you are offended by foul language, abort. But if that doesn't bother you at all, you guys go have fun on Beetlejuice's stream. Looks like he's just getting started doing some stuff in Marvel Strike Force. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the gifted subs. I appreciate that. And everybody have a great Monday, you know? Be positive. We've got some great changes coming in Marvel Strike Force. It's underway. Scopely knows that they dropped the ball on the glitches and everything, so hopefully things will be getting better. Remember to support your favorite content creator by going to YouTube and subscribing to their channel, even if you're not a YouTube person. If you like what they're talking about here on Twitch, they're probably talking about it on YouTube, and they could use the views to their stuff, so go support them too. We've got a bunch of content creators in on Voice right now who have been helping me, and in turn, that helps you guys because you see what I fail at. So be sure to support them. And I'll catch y'all later. Bye.